In this video, we'll be going over the e-jewelry point of sale or POS functionality. The POS functionality is more so designed for retail locations like cash registers or maybe retail tablets in store. A couple things we'll go over is the introduction, staff login, sales quote, sales invoice, sales return, some stores, terminals, and staff, and we'll get into some layaway functionality as well. So getting into the POS, first thing we want to do is log in. So we're going to have a designated staff login, and that'll be assigned to us by the employer. So I'll click OK here, and now I'm logged in with my demo login. That'll give you access to the system. A couple things we see is we see sales quote, invoice, repair order, customer appraisal, for example. If I was to click on sales quote, it'll open up a new sales quote as if I want to quote any customer in the store. Automatically brings the salesperson code that I logged in with, automatically brings my main location or store, and brings my main terminal. I can change these things on the fly, however. If I click back, that takes me back to the dashboard. There is a POS sales invoice. This is how we would essentially ring up a sale when a customer walks in. These would be our line items, which we could type in or scan in. And of course, we could make a new customer or choose an existing customer, for example. If I was to click back, we see some other things like open quotes, open custom orders, repair orders, layaway orders, transfer orders. If I was to click on layaway orders, it'll open up our layaway order list, which just shows our layaway functionality. And layaway, essentially, anytime a customer comes in and wants to put something on layaway, put a down payment, and incrementally pay for an item, that functionality is there. A couple of things to also take note of. If we go into the POS sales, there's POS return order. So if a customer was to come in and return an item, this would return inventory back to our stock and also give the customer a credit or a monetary return. And these are our sales return order. This would be our sales return order list. A couple things to note as well. If I was to click into POS store, there is POS store, POS terminal, POS staff. So if I click on POS store, these are going to be our store locations. I can see Hawaii, LA, New York, UK, for example. We can have more or less an unlimited amount. If I was to click on POS store again, I can see POS terminal. These are the amount of terminals or tablets, let's say, in each location. So I see 2 for Hawaii, 2 for LA, 2 for New York, and so on. If I come back into POS store, I can see POS staff, and these are going to be our staff logins, essentially. So we have staff ID, we have a password, we can also assign informational things like name on receipt. Store ID would be their main store, for example. We can also change this on the fly per sale, or if an employee was to move to another location, let's say, or work at another location, we can change that on the back end as well. We can also see security level, like manager, not manager, for example. We can set some custom security levels. It'll dictate who can see what, essentially. And also we have some functionality as well. If I click on this company name, come back to the dashboard, POS terminal, for example, there are things like POS close. For example, at the end of the day, if you're doing a cash draw or counting the money in the register, you can just input that amount here and it'll show you what the opening balance was, what the ending balance was. And if I was to post it, it would just enter it into the system so we know essentially how much cash is in the registers, for example, or how much sales we've done of Amex or Visa, things like that. And then we also have some POS reports as well. If I was to click on here, I can see POS item list with BOM, repair list, sales and commission, sales payment spreadsheet, and things of that nature. And once the staff is ready to log out, of course, they can come in here and hit the log out button and that would log them out for the day. And that is essentially a quick overview of the e-jewelry point of sale functionality.